everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 3S4. We're here on the island, Julia's floating island, and where is it? There's a block I'm trying to get rid of here. I don't think she realizes it exists, but I want to get rid of it. We've been working on it a little bit, or mostly she's been working on it over the past couple of days. There it is. And while we're probably not going to make any progress on this island today, what I do want to do is some improvements on the base, because we haven't really touched the base that much lately. Alright, but first we got to get this block. And, perfect! Okay, well, now we can fly home. So, I did hint at this before in past videos, that there's one thing that this second floor has that none of the other floors have at the moment, but I do want the other floors to have it. That was a mouthful. I want the other floors to have pillars. Look, see, we have these very grand looking pillars right here that very much fit the theme of this whole room, right? It's grand, it's rich, but it's also ruined at the same time. And what I want to do is I want to balance the themes of the other floors and turn them into pillars as well. I'm not going to make these exact same pillars. I'm going to make brand new pillars. They're going to look completely different. First, I should probably sleep, though. But today, at least for the start of it, I want to work on the pillars that are down here, because I think that is the one thing that will tie this whole space together, because right now it looks... It's just missing something. Okay, now, I have redstone blocks that I placed down a little while ago that will designate where the center of each pillar will go. So, you know, right here where there's nothing going on, right there where not much is going on, over here where it won't interfere with anything, and over there where it won't interfere with everything. So they're perfectly spaced out. And I was thinking of doing a gradient. I haven't really done that much with gradients this season. I have done my starter base with gradients, and in fact, let me show you my starter base so you know what I'm talking about. Okay, we're here at the starter base, and this is kind of what I mean by gradient. Now, this base, I didn't use the gradient super well, but it's kind of what the gradient is. You start with a certain kind of block, maybe it's a really darker colored block, and you slowly transition it to something different. In this case, a lighter colored block. I could have done it the reverse way and done light on the bottom and worked my way up to dark. I could have done that as well, but this is a gradient where it slowly transitions without just being, you know, one block is dark, then the next block is medium, and then the top block is light. Instead of just blocky like that, it's a slow transition, which I think looks very cool for a lot of builds. Now, you don't have to do gradients. Like Nathan's skyscraper here, no gradient whatsoever. That's perfectly fine. His skyscraper over here, also no gradient. Perfectly fine. Julia's starter base, I believe, no gradient, and that's perfectly fine. Now, lol, I used almost the same gradient as I did with my starter base, as you can see. It's a transition, but a little bit... It's both more and less subtle. I can't really explain that. But, so if you look in this here shulker box, you will see a bunch of stone, andesite, tough, mossy cobblestone, and moss blocks. That's because the gradient that I want to make is an overgrown one. I want to make an overgrown type pillar. Now, I'm debating, do I start overgrown on the bottom and then get less overgrown at the top, like it's growing upwards, because that would make sense. Or do I start overgrown at the top, come down? Or do I even make it nice and plain on the top and the bottom, and then overgrown in the middle? Maybe not in the middle. As much as that might look cool, it will look very unnatural. So I think I'm going to start the overgrowth from the floor. So here's what I mean. So this might not look so great right off the bat, but you'll see that the gradient that I'm talking about here will work. Hold on. Work. Something like this. Like that. Now, up close, you're like, wow, this is a pretty ugly gradient, Chrome. I don't know about this. But then, if you go way back here, I mean, it still looks a little bit clunky. But if you think about it, this is going to be spread out like my other builds have been. So it's going to look a whole lot better, I hope. So that is the current plan, and I think this could turn out quite well. And the only way that we'll really know for sure is if we just do it. So I'm gonna kind of walk you through this, but also wing it at the same time, and we're gonna see how this goes. So we start on the ground with our moss blocks because we're growing upwards. Now, since this is the tallest floor, it should have the widest pillars. So we might have to go 3 blocks out in each direction for this to work. And I think that should actually be okay. And then we can get rid of that block in the center, replace that with moss blocks. And then in order for this to be a more seamless transition, I think we should get our slabs going and place them, not on every single one, but on a good number of them so it looks a little bit, you know, a little more faded, a little more of a transition here. And we're going to go up 1 for each of these. And then just so that there's light and nothing spawns in the middle, I think it would be a wise idea to go ahead and put a torch right there. Okay, now that we're at the second level, believe it or not, I think it's already time to start transitioning to the mossy cobblestone. And not a crazy transition, not a crazy transition, just a little something like this, like you can see. Just enough that you can tell what I'm going for. And then we'll still have moss. We'll still have moss coming up here. Like this. Yes, yes, I know what I'm doing. We can transition everything fully to the mossy cobblestone. So if you look at that, at first glance it might look ugly, and I would actually agree with you. We're going to put in some more slabs and whatnot. But right off the bat, I'm thinking that's actually not a bad start. Remember, this is a start, but it's not, like I said, it's not half bad. It's not half bad. So like that, a rough transition. That's going to look so cool on all 4 sides. Just think about that. All 4 sides. Oh, that's going to look so cool. Okay. I'm getting ahead of myself here. I'm going to need some scaffolding for this. What I'm going to do, so that you have, you know what I'm thinking of at the moment, I'm going to start transitioning the rest of this up to the ceiling. I'm going to finish the very first pillar, and then I'm going to show you what I'm thinking, and we'll figure out if we like it or not. Alright, I finished the pillar, and as you can see, the transition is maybe not quite what you were expecting, as it's like very sudden and then extremely gradual as you get to the top. Everything from where you see my plus sign, everything from there up is stone. Like there's nothing else, it's just stone. So I think what I'm going to do for the other 3 pillars is I'm going to have variations. They're not all going to look like this in terms of the gradient. Some of them are going to, you know, have moss up to just here. Some of them will have moss up to here. Some of them might have moss up to here. You never know. But I'm going to have different variations so it doesn't look like it was designed this way, but it was actually like overgrown. It is naturally that way, which I think is going to be really cool. That is pillar number 1 of 4, and what we're going to do is we're going to time lapse the next one. So here we go. I finished the pillars. But before I show you the pillars, I am underneath Julia's island right now, just because she was working on it again, and I didn't actually help her out this time. I just kind of gave her encouragement saying that it looks good, and I think she's finally happy with it. It's coming along quite well. The only reason I'm updating you on the progress of this thing is because this is the only other progress that's really being made on the realm at the moment, so it's fun to report on that. So this is what's going on so far. As you can see, the grass blocks going along the side. I don't know if she's happy with that or if she's going to get rid of that or whatever. But I think she's well over halfway there in terms of the height of it, or I should say the depth of the build, and in terms of the number of blocks that she's using. So then she'll move her way onto the top. I think it looks really cool so far. But let's turn our attention over to my base as we fly in, and I can actually show you what all the pillars look like as they are together. So let's look at it like we were walking into the base. So we're coming in this way, we're coming on the path, and we walk in, and there you go. We got our pillars. Now, I think they look really cool. The lights, these stupid zombies are so loud. The lights that I used here and how it narrows, I fiddled with it a little bit. I'm not sold on it 100%, but I'm not really sure what else I would do unless I added walls instead of stairs right there. That could definitely be a possibility, and I might change that in the future. But aside from that detail, I'm really pleased with it because you could see the gradient. It's a lot more gradual on like this pillar, for example, and this pillar, and even on this one it's a little bit more gradual than it was on this one. So overall, I'm very pleased with these pillars, and this ties the entire first floor of this base together. This whole first floor is basically done now, and I think this looks really awesome. How you doing, cows? So, yeah, I'm loving it. So I think what we need to do now is we need to go ahead and we need to build the pillars on the top floor. So if you need a quick refresher, these are what the pillars look like on the second floor. So, you know, smaller, a little bit more grand. It's got fire and gold, so that's a little more grand than moss and overgrowth. But there we go. If we come up here, there's no pillars, and I think that needs to change. The only issue that I could see would be with this spot right here, I think. But the pillars in this room wouldn't need to be huge. Like, they wouldn't need to be super wide. I could probably just do like a 3x3, which turns into a 1x1, and I think that would suffice. So I'm gonna see if I can find a good block palette for this, and once I figure that out, then we can start building it. Now, since the top floor is my throne room sort of thing, it's a royal room, I figured we would use a lot of gold. I have 30 blocks of gold that I feel comfortable using. I have a good amount of extra in case I really need it, but I spaced them out like this. I think this is okay. I feel like they need to be an equal amount apart, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 blocks apart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 blocks apart. Perfect. Okay, so it's a perfect square. So let's start. We can start over here. How do we get this process going? I think we should get some chiseled stone, because this is supposed to look royal, right? So we're getting some chiseled stone bricks, and we can actually go ahead and throw some stuff that we don't need in the middle here. We go up another block, and we should probably put a lantern in there just so it doesn't spawn anything. We take our stairs, and we can do something like this. I'm not sure how this is going to look just yet. Let's take a step back. I kind of like that. I do kind of like that. And then we can go up 1, 2, 3. Wait, hold on. This is the fiddling stage where I get a little confused. We could put these here. Actually, we should put the walls here. This walls should go all the way to the top, I feel like. And then when we get to the center, we'll put some blocks of gold in there as well. I think that would look awesome. Just to get a little bit of gold. Not too much, but a little bit of gold. This should be 1 block higher. Like I said, I don't know what I'm doing here, so this is just purely winging it. That needs to be 1 block higher. Oh yeah, that's better. A little bit more height to it. I could even go 1 more. Oh man, I really don't know. When do we incorporate the gold? You know what I'm saying? I still feel like it's missing something. It's still missing something, and I can't put my finger on it. What if I turned just the first block into gold as well? Does that help? Kind of. It kind of helps. Okay, I need to fiddle. Hold on. I fiddled, and you see right here, we got our gold blocks. I reduced them a little bit, and I put a couple up there, and I added lights in there anyways, because it really felt like something was missing. But I'm actually pretty pleased with that. I think that looks pretty good, and I think that's what we're going to end up sticking with. So I just have to repeat that on the other 4 sides. I'm not going to time-lapse this one just because it's a smaller project, but I am going to get these done, and I will show you the after results. Okay, they're done. Look at them pillars. I think that looks so good. Look at that. Hold on. Let me sit way up on my throne. And we'll go into F1. Look at that. I think that looks awesome. I wasn't sure about adding pillars up here to begin with, but now I'm so glad I did. I mean, that just looks awesome when you come up here. So now, technically, this base is done. It's done. 100% done. Whoa. That's awesome. That is so cool. A lot more projects still to get done, but this was one of the biggest. So I'm so glad to have gotten it done. Getting both floors of pillars done. Now, Julia's online right now, so I kind of figured that we could help her out with her island. She's making a lot more progress, and I guess she's been going for a little while. I'm going to ask her if she wants to see the pillars that I just made, because I showed her the initial, my initial planning of it, but I want to see if she wants to see it now that it is complete. Julia? Where did she go? Ah, there she is. Wow. Is that a good wow? You should also check out the top floor, which I just finished, because that floor looks awesome. Cool. Oh, thank you. Oh, you just trampled my crops. It's fine. Alright, she's going upstairs. Thank you, though, Julia. I appreciate that. I really do. Even if you don't consider yourself to be very good at this game, I appreciate that. Another wow. Another wow. Oh, I love it. I really do. It looks so cool. It fits together so well with the stone and the gold and the lighting. Like, it ties perfectly into this base. I don't think I could have made that better. And just like all the others, I've been doing it on the fly as well. Get it? On the fly. Whee! But... oh, hi, pumpkins. Alright, I'm going to get her some rockets, and I'm going to need some more myself. But in the meantime, I think we should help her build her island, or at least supervise, because I know that that would be very helpful for her. So, let's see what we can do. Alright, so her island seems to be coming along pretty darn well. Now, if you didn't know, I don't remember if I explained this before, but I dug this bottom part out both with TNT and with just, you know, a shovel and pickaxe, Not super well, just like very randomly, so that it would feel like this literally got like lifted out of the ground. So it's going to need a little bit more work. I'm going to have to make it deeper. But she still has... Oh, she took all the dirt. All the dirt is gone. Okay. So whatever she has in her hand, that's it. We might have to... Well, if she keeps dropping dirt... Julia, if you keep dropping dirt everywhere... Oop. Had a little fall there. Hold on. I'm gonna try and fly through the hole at the bottom before she can patch it up. Ready? Yes! I made it. I made it inside. I'm gonna get trapped in here. Hi. Alright, I'll come out so that you can patch that. Yay! Yahoo! It's done! Wait, hold on. I gotta finally... Yep, that's exactly what I imagined when I pictured a floating island. I bet you, I mean, I'm sure it looks good from all angles, you know, just like me, of course, but, oh, yes, that looks really cool. Wait, I like this angle a lot more, because look, you can see it looks like it's been excavated. Right there, look at that. Look at that. That is cool. So, yeah, we finished the base, which is crazy. It's all done. And looky here, we got an ocelot after all. Julia's pet named Bob. Nice to meet you, Bob. So, the base is done, which is absolutely madness. The only remaining things to do in my base are not really a part of the base. It's just maybe make the sugarcane farm a little bit bigger and make this map bigger. Why is there a fish? I don't know why there's raw cod here. See ya! Wow, that just disappeared. Alright. Well, it's just a matter of making the map bigger and, like I said, the sugarcane farm. But since that's not technically a part of the base, it's official. The base is complete. So I say we wrap up this episode. I go away, raw cod. Good grief. I say we finish the episode sitting on my throne. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode, and I'll see you next time.